Hi everyone, it's Tracy here from Art Fiber Stitch. Well, I've just dragged out a present I got for myself last year and I haven't touched it yet. This is a jelly plate or a gel plate. And it is just something that you use for printing. I've popped on a few drops of a acrylic paint here, and you need a Brayer. Gel stands for gelatin, by the way. And a brayer is this rolling pin kind of thing on a handle that you can use to make it really thin, that layer of paint. And then you can put something on, like I'm just going to use this fern and some photocopy paper or printer paper. And I'm just going to smooth it off and just see what happens. Like I say, first time. And I'm pressing it down, and what should happen is that I'll have yes, the outside, but the leaf, well, all of that paint that was there is underneath that leaf. So I can print again. I can put some different paint on, and I could try and get a little bit of that other showing, you know, that leaf. So it's all an experiment. We'll see what happens. Well, here I've discovered something too. You know, it's very hard to get these things to be nice and smooth, but the more I bray, it starts to come off. The paint starts to come off. Don't want that. So this must be a really quick drying one or something. I'll look into that. But I don't think there's any failures. I think we just keep trying and we try something different, and I will use all of these papers. Alright, so that's an interesting colour so far. I like that. Very hard to see the leaf though. But the two of them together, they're quite good. And so I'm going to try some more. I'm going to also use this. This is like a rice paper. I'm just going to try some dabbly prints on it and see what happens with that. And I'll put it on the top and press, and I'll have a splotchy yellow paper. But you know, we'll add something else. We'll see what happens. But I really do believe that I'll be using every scrap of these papers. I really am getting a lot of ideas of things I could try. So let's keep going. We don't know what's going to happen here. But yeah, can you see, like when I use the brayer, it's actually taking that paint off. You can clean your gel plate with a spritz of water and a paper towel or something, or a wipe. But I'm mixing my paints with the brayer, so I don't really mind. I've got different paints on there. Just want to see. Just want to see. Yeah, all right. Oh no, it's starting to take it off, you see. All right, the yellow dotty paper is going to have a dose of orange now. Press it down. I love things like this. You never know what's really going to happen. Beautiful colours. Very arty. All right, now I'm going for some purple. Why not? Nice dark purple. Get it on. And I'm going to use my leaf again, I think. This is a fern from my garden. Right, now I better get that paper on before it all dries. It's a very thin layer, so they will dry quickly. There. And you can use this jelly plate again and again and again. There we go. There's the reverse. Now if I take that, there's the paint underneath. I can get a little bit of that leaf print maybe on this one. Oh, no, I didn't mean to use the brayer. Never mind. Alright, let's just see what we get. The moment of truth. Now it's getting interesting. Okay, so maybe just a couple more pieces. You know, that gives me an idea. We could do fire, or we could do that in turquoise and it would look like ripples. Well, there's so many things we could try. Now it's coming off again. Oh. Let's go. And so I'm printing the same ones again and again because I just want to see what happens. It's this experimentation that teaches us stuff. You know, it's sometimes I don't even like to look at directions. I just like to play and see, and that way maybe you'll invent something new. Who knows? I'm using fabric this time to see if that will work. If it doesn't matter. I can use the paint that's on that linen that I've poked the holes in. I've just sort of made it lacy like. It's a very loose weave, so it does that easily. And we'll see. Well, those colours go nice together. Alright, hand that off too. I think we'll get round to making something with this. Just put a touch of that on this one. And I just think they'd be good background papers. They'd be good to have a selection of these things to use, you know, for whatever you want to do. Card making or art, or I'm doing it now. I've grabbed one of those backgrounds and I've grabbed some of that rice paper that we printed and I've cut it, well, not cut it, I've torn it into bits and I'm adding it to that background. And what I'll do is use some PVA glue, that's a wood glue or a white craft glue, and water, and I'm putting it with my paintbrush. I'm putting a little bit down and then I'm going over the top of it again. Those tissuey rice paper, they're very good because they're a little bit see-through and they stick very well, just like ordinary tissue paper does, gift wrapping tissue. Right, so I'm putting little bits that are a contrast to the bit behind it. If you can see what I mean. See that purple? Very different to the orange and green and brown. So let's pop it on. There we go, glue down, then the thing, the lighter layer, and then the glue on the top. And that's the other piece. It's and it was the orangey, the one we started with, the yellow splotches. You know, this thing has a lot of fern prints on it now, so I was thinking, I don't know, we're going to go for that. I just tore the other sheet into strips, and I thought, well, I might use some of that. That's the A4 copy paper or printer paper. I'm just going to glue underneath it. It'll need a stronger bit of glue, not as much water because it's a heavier paper. There we go. Right, not now. I like it though. It's a very arty background. I've grabbed out something different now too. It's a paper that's got holes in, lacy kind of holes. I think when they make the paper they put drops of water on it, and that is what creates the holes before it sets into the pulp. Look at that, that looks quite good. So I'm just going to pop a few little pieces of that on for the texture. I'll still be able to see through it in places where the holes are. You know, there it is, a bit more. Bit there maybe. Yeah, okay. Up the top. Maybe on the purple where I'm really going to see it. Yeah. Another bit over here. Okay. So all those things glued down quite well. They're all paper. This is a mesh. You know, it's a fibrous kind of mesh. It's part of a scrapbooking kind of special paper, and I could use something like that because I can see through it. This is material. I can use that. I can still see through bits of that. But no, I'm not quite satisfied. I'm not sure what color I want to bring in. I could go very bright. I could go an orange like that. But, nah. What I did decide on is using this. This is an eco-dyed fabric that I did. I keep using it in lots of projects. And it has this little fern motif in it. And so I'm going to cut off a little square of that, and then I am going to pull it and poke it and prod it and pull that weave apart, because in places, you know. So because what I want to do is be able to see the background through those holes. And if I put it over that aqua there, bits of it will show through. I like that. The other thing I'm going to grab is this. It's banana paper. It's a beautiful, so yellowy green. And I love this paper. I love the way it tears. It's good fun. And, you know, it was looking very muddy. It needed something a bit bright in there. So, I'm just going to glue those ones down now. That linen material first. And I want to get those frayed edges down too. That glues really nicely to this. You can easily glue paper to fabric and fabric to paper. And I love the combination. Alright, so what have I got? Let's have a look. Yes, there's bits of prints everywhere, but texture and colour, that's almost like a abstract painting. I'm just going to take off some of the background. Look here with my surround. If I move that around, there are so many lovely pictures. And it doesn't even need to be complete. We could do anything on here. We could we could make something a focal point on it, and we could draw on it, and we can sew on it. So many things. But here I've decided I'm going to make two pictures, and I have grabbed out some white cardboard. It's a stiffer cardboard than the printer paper. And because I think I need a little bit more, it needs to be a little bit wider, I'm just going to glue those two down to this. And I'm also going to add some tissue paper, some wrapping paper. See, I've chosen a yellow and a little bit of that green banana paper. And I'm just holding that edge down with that by putting a little thin strip over the top of that edge. And that has brought some oomph with that yellow. I like it. So let's just imagine for a little while what we could do with these things. I put the surround around it with the yellow. See that yellow stripe? Nice. And my other one. So I think we're on to something. This is going to be fun. And I think next time I might make something more from this. I mean, it's a good start. Okay, I do hope you've enjoyed watching me playing with my new jelly plate and then creating this collage background. If you have, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and see me next time.